All right, today we're diving into a tool from Google that I think could really truly change the way you handle research, the way you study, pretty much the way you learn anything. It's called NotebookLM, and it's built to be your own personal AI research assistant. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're deep into a project, maybe a big report for work or a paper for school, and before you know it, your screen is just a complete disaster zone of open tabs, a sea of PDFs, and notes scattered everywhere. Trying to connect the dots feels, well, pretty much impossible. And that's the classic problem we're all facing these days. It's total information overload. The issue isn't a lack of information. Oh no, we have plenty of that. It's about how on earth we're supposed to manage it all and actually make sense of it. You just know the answer is buried somewhere in that mountain of documents you've collected. But sifting through all of it to find that one specific quote or that key data point can take forever. So the big question is, how do you actually synthesize all of that chaos into something coherent and useful? Well, that's precisely the problem NotebookLM is designed to fix. And I want to be clear, this is not just another AI chatbot. It's something way more focused, and honestly a whole lot more powerful for this exact kind of work. Let's really break that down, because the key phrase here is exclusively with the sources you provide. NotebookLM only works with the material you give it. You upload your stuff, your reports, your notes, your articles, and bam, you suddenly have an AI expert that knows nothing else but your specific research. It's like you're creating a custom-trained genius on your exact topic. So here's the fundamental difference. A general AI chatbot, like a Gemini or a ChatGPT, it goes out and scours the entire internet, which is fine for general knowledge questions. But NotebookLM, it's a closed world. It is grounded only in your documents. And that means every single answer it gives is directly tied to your material, and it even gives you citations so you can check its work. It's a specialist, not a jack of all trades. So how does this whole thing actually work? Well, the process is beautifully simple. You can really boil it down to just 3 steps that take you from a messy pile of documents to some seriously useful insights. It's this simple. You feed it your sources to build your knowledge base. Then, you literally just talk to your documents, ask them questions, get summaries, find hidden connections. But the real magic, and trust me, it feels like magic, is in that last step, where you transform your research into brand new formats. Let's look at each of these a little closer. Okay, step 1 is all about feeding your notebook, and you can throw almost anything at it. We're talking Google Docs, PDFs, text files, even just web links. Got a lecture you need to review? Drop in the YouTube transcript. Have an audio interview? You can upload MP3s and it'll transcribe them for you. It's just incredibly flexible. But what if you're starting a project from absolute scratch? Well, they thought of that too. There's a Discover feature. You just type in a description of your topic, and NotebookLM uses Google's search magic to find high-quality, relevant web sources for you to start with. So it'll even help you build your library from the ground up. All right, now for the talk phase. This is where it gets really cool. Once your sources are loaded up, you can ask super specific, complex questions. You're not just asking, what is this? You can ask it to compare and contrast ideas across multiple documents at the same time, like in this example. This is so far beyond a simple keyword search. And this brings me to maybe the most critical part, the trust factor. See, the AI doesn't just spit out an answer. It shows you its homework. Every key point it makes comes with a little footnote. You can click that footnote and it takes you to the exact sentence in your original document. You never have to wonder, wait, where did it get that from? It's all right there. Okay, now for the transformation step. This is the part that, I'm not gonna lie, feels like witchcraft. NotebookLM can take all your source material and automatically generate amazing new things. Think about this for a second. You can turn 10 dense, boring reports into a podcast-style audio overview that you can listen to in the car. Or you could turn complex legal documents into a visual mind map, so you can see how all the pieces connect. It can even build you a complete study guide with quizzes and everything. It's an unbelievable content engine. So, you're probably asking, this sounds great, but what's the catch? How do I get access to it? Let's quickly go over the plans that are available. So, the free plan is actually really generous. It's perfect for smaller projects, letting you use up to 50 sources in a notebook. But if you're a heavy-duty user, maybe writing a dissertation or managing a huge project at work, the Plus plan is where you want to be. It just cranks everything up, letting you work with 300 sources in one notebook and giving you way more daily queries and those awesome audio generations. And just to put the Plus Plan's capacity into perspective, one single notebook can hold up to 150 million words. That is the equivalent of about 1,000 full-length novels. For pretty much any research project imaginable, that is an absolutely insane amount of information to have at your command. Getting access to that Plus plan is really straightforward. It's just included as part of the Google AI Pro subscription, which bundles all of Google's premium AI tools together. Okay, now that you get the basics, let's talk about how you can really level up your game. I've got a few pro tips to help you get the absolute most out of this thing. First up, collaborate. You can share your notebooks with other people and give them either viewer or full editor access, which is amazing for team projects. Second, go mobile. There are apps for Android and iOS, so you literally have your research assistant in your pocket. Third, for the power users, check out a Chrome extension like WebSync. It lets you suck in an entire website, not just one little page. And finally, this one's really clever. You can write your own notes right inside the app and then turn those notes into a source, so you can have the AI analyze your own thoughts right alongside your other research. You know, when you take a step back and look at the whole picture, NotebookLM is so much more than a note-taking app. It's a real answer to that huge problem of information overload we talked about at the start. It's a totally new way of interacting with our documents. It's more conversational, it's more dynamic, and it's a completely personal way to learn and create. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. We're all used to asking the internet questions, right? We do it all day. But what if you could ask your own library questions? What if your personal collection of research could actually talk back to you, connect ideas, and show you things you never would have seen on your own? Well, that's the promise of NotebookLM, and it might just be the future of how we all manage knowledge.